All right. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to Survive to Thrive. Today, I want to talk to you about personal growth. So I want you to start out by drawing a circle, just like you see the one behind me. In the top left, I want you to write personal growth. Directly below that, wealth. Top right, work. And bottom right, money. Now, what I want you to do next is I want you to put a number next to each one of those items. And before you do, here's how you're going to score on a scale of 1 to 10. How important are these things to you? How important is personal growth, work, building wealth, money? Maybe another way to answer the question is how much time are you spending on personal growth? Do you time block it for it? How many hours a day are you spending at your job? Building wealth, making money. On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you on each one of these things? And we're going to come back to that conversation in just a moment, but I have some thoughts that I want to share with you. Write them down, please. And here's the first one. Your success is determined not by what you do at work, but by who you become. Your success is determined not by what you do at work, but by who you become. Second bullet point I want you to write down for me is success is not about working harder at your job. It's about working harder on yourself. Success is not about working harder on your job. It's about working harder on yourself. The third bullet point I want you to write down is when you grow, everything around you grows. When you grow, everything around you grows. Now, I'm moving through these a little bit quick just because we only have so much time, but it is recorded and you can go back and watch the recording and hit the pause button and write everything down because I want you to write everything down that I'm sharing with you this morning. All right, here's the next item for you. If personal growth is a 4, if you gave personal growth a 4 when you graded it on a scale of 1 to 10, if you gave it a 4, your success at work with money and wealth will never grow above a 4. So I'm going to whiteboard that for you. I want you to see what that looks like visually. All right. So scale of 1 to 10, we got a 1 and we have 10. And this is your personal growth. That's you. And let's say that you gave personal growth a 4. Now you have down here at the bottom, you have your job, you have money, and you have wealth. Your lid is a 4. In other words, these things will never outgrow the lid. Your personal growth is your lid. Now, I'm going to get back to that in just a second, but moving forward. Success isn't something you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person you become. By the way, personal story. So everything I'm sharing with you, I learned by going to a conference in Orlando. I want to say the year was 2003, maybe it was 2004. And on stage, we had these two old guys standing side by side. It was Jim Rohn and Zig Ziglar. Can you imagine being in an auditorium with those two guys on stage, Kevin? It was unbelievable. For me at the time, I was at a place where if you asked me, John, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is personal growth to you? I would have probably given it a 2. I was chasing money. I was chasing success. I was chasing accolades. I was chasing the spotlight. I didn't have time for personal growth. until Jim Rome and Zig Ziglar were sharing with us what I'm sharing with you today. And the huge aha moment for me was, oh my gosh, I'm doing this all wrong. I'm never going to achieve the things I want to achieve unless I focus on me and personal growth. I've got to start time blocking in order to grow personally. So that was 20 years ago. And the first 3 hours of every day for me ever since has been on personal growth. I mean, if you want to know what I do between 5 a.m. and 8 a.m. in the morning, not that you want to know, but that's what I do. I read, I study, I watch videos from leaders inspire me in order to grow personally. All right, here's the next thing I want you to write down. How much better do you think you will be in 5 years? I want you to write the answer to that question down, okay? It's just for you. You don't have to share it, but how much better do you think you're going to be 5 years from now? By the way, if I were having a conversation with you, Carolina, or if I were talking to you, Shima, or Vanessa, if I were having a conversation with you, with any of you, here's how that conversation would typically go. I'm going to be much, much better 5 years from now, right? So what do you think my next question would be? Why would you be doing
How
it?
so?
How are you going to be there?
Here you go. You guys got
What
it.
does that look like?
What does that look like?
Okay, yeah, you guys know me well. What does that look like? Right, write it down. So here's the question, and you guys are 100% correct. Why would you be doing better? What do you think most people would say? Most people rely on hope as a strategy. Hope is not a strategy. Wishing things would change is not a plan. If you want things to change, you have to change. If you want things to get better, you have to get better. Success isn't going to come from working harder on my job. Success comes from working harder on myself. You guys getting this? So, what are the skills that you need to be working on when it comes to personal growth? There's
Mindset.
There's 5, and I'm going to give them to you. I love that. I love that. I really, really do. I'm going to be a little bit more specific for you, okay? So everybody knows that 90% of success is mindset and 10% is skill set. I'm going to focus on the 10% because so many leaders and coaches focus on the mindset, the 90%. And here's my theory when it comes to skill set mindset. You can have the best mindset in the world. And if you don't have the skill set, you're still going to suck. And I don't want you to suck. So here are the 5 things that I want you to work on. Number 1, communication skills. Practice it, study it, drill it, rehearse it, master communication skills in order to become a better version of yourself. You could put 2 people side by side. One's a genius and one's not. And everybody would say, well, the genius is going to be more successful. And I would say it depends. It really depends. Let's just say that the genius has horrible communication skills and the other person is a master at communication. Who's going to go farther in life? The person who is a master at communication is. It's that important. All right, the second thing I want you to work on is people skills. Understanding human nature. Building relationships. Managing conflicts, creating rapport. These skills make you valuable to any organization. Think about that for a moment. You are more valuable when you have mastered your people skills, when you understand human nature, when you are a master at building relationships, managing conflicts, creating rapport, you become more valuable. The third skill that I want you to work on is specialized knowledge in your field. Well, heck, that's why we get together every day, isn't it? Isn't that the reason we're here? Is to increase your knowledge in your field. Whatever you do, become an expert at it. That sounds like local economist of choice to me. That sounds like strategic pricing professional. That sounds like being a fierce negotiator. Whatever you do, become an expert at it. Know more about your area than anyone else. Read the books, take the courses, study the masters. The fourth thing I want you to work on is problem solving skills. Every advance in human industry came from solving problems. Businesses pay for solutions, not activities. The fifth thing I want you to work on is productivity skills. Your ability to get things done, to focus, to manage time, to set priorities, to eliminate distractions. So I want to go back to this screen that I have, this part of the whiteboard that I put over here. Now, when you commit to personal growth and it becomes a 10 for you on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is this to you? Then this 4 is going to grow until it becomes a 10. And guess what happens? You become more successful in your job. You become more successful at making money. You become more successful at creating wealth because simply you raise the lid. All right, guys, talk to me.
Thank you for breaking down the 5 points. And I did put a 10 on mine, and the value of money is lower. But I like how you explained it.
Fuck you.
Hey,
Get any other fuck.
Sean, put yourself on mute. All right, Carolina, go ahead.
Nobody's in traffic.
No, it's all good. Hey, I've been in traffic too. I'm from South Florida, Miami.
It's so funny. It's recorded too. But go ahead, Carolina. So let me talk about money for a moment, okay? Because I get that.
Yeah, please do.
You know, if we were raised in a home and we were taught that money is the root of all evil, then we have an issue with money, right? And here's my perspective. Money is not the issue. It's being in love with money that's the issue. It's when money becomes so important to you that it becomes an idol that you worship, that money is the issue. But think about it from another perspective. Have you ever been in a situation, think about the last 2 hurricanes that we had last year. Think about all the people in Asheville, North Carolina. Anybody here want to be able to do more to help the people in Asheville, North Carolina? 100%, every hand goes up. You don't have to raise your hand, I know. And why didn't you? Well, because you didn't have the money to do it. Money is good for the good it could do. Go make a whole bunch of money and use it to help others. Now, for me, wealth is about 2 things. It's about financial freedom, which is super important to me. And it's also about legacy. Knowing that I left my children and my grandchildren in a place where their life is going to be better than mine was. It's super important to me. All right, Michael Trelongo, Megan Clark, Joe Grant. In that order, let's go. Hey, Sean, I still love you, but that was so funny. It's so funny. All right.
So I just want to touch on the one aspect. So yeah, specialized knowledge in your field, be the expert is amazing. And problem solving skills. That's what people that we're dealing with, they have a problem. So what's key about that is negotiators, right? They get paid more than anybody in the world. If you look at the top echelon of anything, whatever's going on in government, they have key negotiators. They get paid more than anybody in the world because they exemplify these 5 skills. Okay, these 5 skills can be accelerated by one thing, and every realtor has a problem with that one thing, and that is managing your schedule and time blocking.
That's right.
That's
right.
the key to all of this,
That's right.
the time blocking piece. And I'm here to tell you, it's my biggest problem as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the magic puzzle box. The answer is time blocking and a schedule.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job. Megan.
And this lesson, you can't hear too much. This is an awesome lesson. Thanks, John.
You're welcome. Yeah, this is from attending an event in 2002 or 3, whatever year it was. Okay, Megan Clark, talk to me.
Love what you said about your legacy wealth, and leaving back that legacy. That's awesome. And with that, who are you listening to right now that inspires you in the morning? And I know you're all over the place with your books, but what are you currently reading?
Yeah, so when you say that, I am looking for my iPad because I'll pull up the list of all the books that I'm currently reading. 10x is easier than 2x. Who, not how. Anything by Simon Sinek, Begin with Why, is a really good book. Leaders Eat Last is another really good book. These are all books that I've read like in the last couple months. I have about 80 books on my Kindle that I just jump from one to the other. So I'm typically reading 3 or 4 at a time. Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. Speaking of Michael Trelongo, talking about negotiating, absolutely amazing book. Culture Code by Chris Coyle, I think it is, another really good book. I can keep going, Megan, but we'll run out of time. So who do I listen to? Jim Brown, Tony Robbins, Simon Sinek are the top 3. Joe Grant, talk to me.
Yeah, so outside of a sport coach, the first coach I actually ever hired was a personal growth coach. And it breaks down as simple as Sean just got frustrated over traffic. Traffic exists every day in our lives. And especially if you live in LA, and I used to live there, or any big city like Austin. And if you're still getting upset at it every single day when it doesn't change, then that's where you need to start to reflect on that. And that was the biggest takeaway. And we all have crazy lives. I'm going through that right now.
Yes,
and that personal growth section of it is the one thing that keeps me stable. But yeah, I break down my day and I write it down on a piece of paper into 15-minute blocks just to go through the actions. So yeah. I heard something John said yesterday about that 10x is easier than 2x. And that's been part of my struggle lately is it's not what we say yes to, it's what we're saying no to by saying yes to something else. But John, you said it a lot better. So can you recap that? Because I think everybody would get a lot of value out of that.
Well, there's a couple things on that. First of all, every time you say no to something, you're saying yes to something else. Every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. And most of us are saying yes to far too many things. And by doing that, we're saying no to the things that matter most. Going 10x isn't about doing more, it's about doing less. It's also about eliminating everything from your calendar other than the few things that make it through your 10x filter. When you have something that comes up that you can attend or do, and you ask, does this get me closer to that 10x goal? And the answer is no, then don't do it or stop doing it. Look at it this way. If you're saying yes to the wrong things, are you possibly saying no to the most important thing, your family, your children? By the way, the answer is yes. Okay. That was my favorite Survive to Thrive call in 5 years, highlighted by Sean's emotional outbreak there. And hey, if I get censored from YouTube because of this, it's your fault.
No way you'll get censored. No way you'll get censored. I apologize to everyone.
You're
If
never
you
gonna
can
live
land-
it down, brother.
That's all right. If you know me, cussing is one of my love languages. I can usually turn it off and turn it on. I thought I was on mute. I apologize to the group.
Obviously. All right. Make it a great day, everybody.
Thanks.